certainly the best.
Thank you so much for staying tuned to today's edition of 60 Minutes Nigeria. I am Wilson Omasho. Today on 60 Minutes Nigeria, we're diving into what is happening in the southeastern part, of Nigeria, zooming into Anambra State, where there seems to be this standoff between the governor and the traders at the main market. I know you are aware of the sit-at-home order issued by IPOB. And Anambarians, they are used to it. Every Monday, nobody goes out. You don't try it. It became so bad that some persons trying to violate such rules in the hinterlands, even in the urban area, they were dealt with. And people like saying that security personnel failed them in that particular regard. For that reason, they were coerced, forced to always obey the sit-at-home order. But here comes the twist. It's like a power tussle between the governor and those that are being governed. So it was like saying, look, all this sit at home is draining the economy of Anambra State. After all, that market seems to be the center of commerce in Anambra State. If you know the Shamin market very well, you know what I'm talking about. I was opinion that why would you go and obey a proscribed body like IPOB? They give you an order, you obey without argument. IPOB sneezes, they'll be prescribed, yeah. You cut code. And the governor is saying, for crying out loud, scrap that particular order. Go back to the market, do your business, earn a living, and of course, returns will be given back to the government via taxes. But these traders, according to them, because of experience, they choose to obey the prescribed IPOB order. And that didn't go down too well with Governor Chukwuma Soludo. He said, fine, if you guys are hell-bent on obeying IPOB, no market for you guys. And that was where the cookie crumbled. We want to take a look at this matter holistically. With my analysts, I know they have so much to say about it, ranging from security situations, security challenges, you just name it, to the closure of the market. Though negotiation is ongoing for them to report the market, but it's been done already some few days ago. And traders, they have been protesting. Is this the right move by Governor Chukwuma Soludo? With me here in the studio to talk about this, I have a professor with me in the studio. Yeah, Professor Olo Owen, thank you so much for coming on today's show. I appreciate your coming.
Thank you.
All right.
Good
Professor in mathematics, right?
Yes.
Yes, mathematics. Yeah. But once you start talking politics, you'll be like, come on, I thought you were a mathematician. How come you're so vibrant in politics? Anyway, he was one time, right? The president of...
the Senior Staff Club, Investor of the Senior Staff Club.
Yeah, so that's the politics and him talking. All right, so very close to him, he is a clergyman, political affairs commentator, political analyst. Joining to welcome Bishop Bright Olumese. Bishop, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So aside the pulpit, you dive into politics also.
Good afternoon, viewers at home.
All right, Onitsha, the Commercial Nerve Center of Anambra State, some call it the Commercial Nerve Center of the eastern part of Nigeria, shut down because the traders choose to obey IPOB rather than obeying the government of the day. Prof, take it up from there. What do you feel about this situation?
When you say Onitsha is the
Commercial Nerve
commercial
Center,
nerve center of
Anambra State.
that is, you are demeaning that market. That's that Onitsha main market.
Yes.
Onitsha main market. It's not just the commercial nerve center of Anambra State. Not only it's not just the commercial nerve center of the southeast. It transcends beyond that. One of the biggest markets in West Africa. One of the biggest markets in West Africa. That market. And I want to, like what the governor was saying, I think on Monday when he visited that market, he was saying when something is done continuously over and over for a year, it becomes culture, technically. And that is what this sit-at-home thing has become. You know, while I was here, while you were giving the preamble to this discussion, I was reflecting. It appears this sit-at-home order that was issued by IPOB, I was reflecting if it does even precede this administration of Chukwuma Soludo. I mean, the sit-at-home order issued by IPOB every Monday, it's something that I think has been there for a while, for years. And to be very honest with you, nobody, like the governor said, or the aides, or some aides to the governor, they were like, the state loses billions of naira daily. And some we argue, some places may argue, like, how does the state lose such an amount of money on a daily basis? Is it the state government that is coming to the market to trade on the, it's not the state government. But like you were also, when you were talking to when you were giving the preamble, there are many other things like paying tax, you know, and then also levy, local government levy and all those things they collect from market people and there like that. And then all those things too. Not to talk of the turnover, not to talk of how that will boost the economy, the commerce of the Southeast. So I believe what the governor did out of, what would say, frustration. It appears the people of Anambra State, particularly the people trading in the Onitsha main market, they have lost faith in the government. And lost faith in the sense that they have lost faith in the government being able to protect them. One of the core responsibility of government is the protection of the citizens. And it appears the citizens or the traders in the Onitsha market, not only market, even government parastatals, government establishment, departments of government and all MDAs and all that, they used to also shut down.
When they sit at home, directing.
Yes, it was a general thing. It was like as if there was no movement in Anambra State. Every Monday, not only Anambra, in the southeast. But Governor Chukwuma Soludo became frustrated with the whole thing. And I want to believe that, because I watched him live on TV when he was talking about, he visited the market and then that main market, according to him, visited the one in Oka, some other key markets, and those ones obeyed the governor's directive to open that market, open their market. But when it came to Onitsha main market, they didn't obey the order. And of course, when you look at comments from people, some persons were saying the energy that the governor is using to shut this place down, the energy, the security apparatus that he has also commanded to also effect that shutdown. Because the governor there and there issued and said, this market, every Monday they will be visiting markets. If that market is opened, it's not open on Monday, that market will be shut down for that particular week. So, and of course, to ensure that, you cannot just issue such directive and just, you must deploy security to ensure that your directive is carried out. Right. So people are talking that, oh, this power that you are using to do this now, if you can use the same power to provide security for the traders, because once it happens, why are the people afraid to come out to come out and do their business on Monday? It's because of their security.
All right.
Because they believe that the government cannot secure them, as the case may be.
All right.
And if anything happens now, the governor will just come and release a press statement. Oh, we will do our best to track down the criminals, and then the whole thing will just end there. The person that has lost his life would have lost his life. So the government needs to, from what people are saying, provide adequate security
We'll come
in
to
those
that.
marketplaces so that
We will come to
they will have
that.
the confidence to go about their business usual.
All right. Well, Bishop, you heard Prof. It's all about trust right now. That people do not trust the government to protect them. After all, when IPOB was on rampage, you could see the mayhem unleashed on the people of Anambra State and beyond, all because they choose to defy the order, sit at home every Monday. Lives were lost. Properties were destroyed. Right now, the governor is like putting his foot on the ground saying, you have to obey me. I'm the only government or the governor known in this particular state. Was he so harsh in taking that decision? Or do you feel I would have done something better to at least persuade the people to obey his instruction?
Okay, thank you, Wisi. And if you're at home, this is a very, funny situation. And it's always a Nigeria situation. When I mean Nigeria thing is that there are certain things that happen. You'll discover, no, these are Nigeria factors. Okay, these are the permutations. Number one, the government of Anambra just woke up to the reality that non-state actors are controlling a very important part of the state, which is the economy of the state.
Every Monday.
Every Monday. And now they choose to take action. Now, when you look at the Soludo, this is my personal opinion anyway, is playing is fronting for the the so-called people behind, whether it be federal government or people of interest. Now, would Soludo have done this before his election? Is another question of his own. But looking at the sit at order that was issued by the proscribed indigenous of Biafra in 2021, it has lasted from 2021 to this date. Now, the point I'm making is that the people, the average Igbo man, will risk his life to do business. Before this sit at home was enforced, people died. Properties worth millions, if not more than millions, destroyed. It's just not enough for you to come and say, we are government. Where have you been? Did you just wake up to become government? So it's a two-part to it. We want to have seen that, okay, security measure has been put in place. There's an helicopter that is moving around the space, guaranteeing security. These people want to do business. These guys also run lost because most of their businesses, they take facilities to facilitate their businesses. But they also know that you have to be alive to do business. So, in other words, the statement of the governor was also a way of, look, we want to act now. And we have to do something. Let's see what will come out of it. I dare you, these airport guys, if they insisted and they strike, the government will be helpless. So the point I'm making is that, okay, why is there say Nigeria factors? If I was to be one of those people that will advise Soludo, is move good, even though I question the timing. Where have you been? So, but all the same, according to people said, anytime you wake up is your morning. So now, I would have recommended he sponsor a counter negotiation. In other words, what is happening behind the scene, according to what we heard as of today, the leadership of the market had gone to meet with the leadership of the IPOB. Please look at the situation. We can't going to close down this market as you guys have what? It's we will lose more money. What should we do? If you have asked me behind the scene, this is what government should have done.
To go behind the scenes to
Sponsor, yes, yeah.
But they are saying that these people have been prescribed already.
Oh yes, you say prescribed, but go to the banditry. We heard that negotiations goes on before people are released. Because people being released, people are not arrested, and all of that. The way to peace is peace, and all of that. So the point I'm making is that this is my call. Governor Soludo, thank you But this is a wake-up call to take responsibility, because if this market open next Monday and they burnt this property, the government should be held responsible. So when responsible, you won't bring back the life that's already lost. So that's the reason why the kick and stick approach remain one of the internal mechanisms.
With the carrot and stick approach.
Yes, because now that the leadership of the market had gone ahead, so okay, look, we won't just follow this governor's directive. This is not today. We have been seeing this directive before. And when they can't protect us, they allow us to go back home. We don't want to lose anybody. So now they are negotiating. As at the report this afternoon, I was following them on social media, that they are negotiating with the president. They will soon give an order.
From who right now?
They prescribe individual people of their leaders are known.
All right, hold on. I'll come back to you. You just raised a vital point, because Mr. Governor talking about Anambra State Governor Chukwuma Soludo wants to prove a point. People are talking about the timing right now. What he's doing, is it politically motivated, or is it the right thing for him to do? That is on one hand, Prof. On the other hand, he talked about negotiating with the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra.
Get me right, not the government negotiating. He should sponsor. Yes, sponsor.
Direct or indirect is the one doing it.
But yes, that is it.
Okay, fine. Now, hold on. Now, what do you feel about his own concept?
It's my opinion.
Yeah, of course I know that.
It's quite pathetic. That's why we talked about Nigerian factor, and that's why we are practically where we are. That's why we are technically we are not making enough progress as far as security situations are concerned in this country. Because let me just say this thing: the government have refused to take the bull by the horn. Let's take it at that. Take the bull by the horn. This issue of negotiation because of interest. You negotiate because there is this allegation that those northern governors used to negotiate with Boko Haram, SWAT people to release, kidnapped victims, as the case may be. They used to negotiate, but they will come on air and they deny everything that they've never done negotiation. And all these things started like a drop of water. You get, because of why? Because of initially, these are our people. These people who are doing this kidnapping. Sentiments. Do you get what I'm saying? Sentiment. These people are our people. They are proving a point. Western education is bad. They are trying to ensure that this Islamic religion that we also are practicing, they ensure that this religion also goes around the country, which is also technically the mindset and the agenda of these people who are in power. So because of that, they will succumb to negotiate with them because they are pushing the same agenda. Now let's bring it down to IPOB. Indigenous people of Biafra. What is IPOB? Or the proscribed IPOB now? What are they? What is that IPOB? What is this set up for? Why did it come into existence in the first place? To push for what now? For the independence.
Yes, for
self-succession.
Yes.
Self-governance.
Yes.
All right.
Biafra.
All right, Republic, you just hold on. When we return, you continue with your line of thought. We want to take a break. We'll be right back. If you just join us, this is 60 Minutes Nigeria. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is 60 Minutes Nigeria, reaching you live from Benin City, Edo State, where we are taking a look at what is really going on in the eastern part of the country, Anambra State to be precise. Yes, the shutdown of Onitsha main market are claimed to be the commercial nerve center. Okay, Prof said West Africa, and is not far from the truth because the market is huge. Revenue, billions being churned out every day. Some are saying the governor was so emotional by ordering the shutdown of the market because the people, the traders, opted to observe or to obey IPOB instead of the government of the day. Please, Prof, continue with your line of thought before we went on that break.
Yeah, before the break, I was trying to make an analogy that what is affecting us in this part of the world, Nigeria, is sectionalism. You see the way the northern governors and northern elites are very careful before now in dealing with the issue of Boko Haram. They've been petting the issues because why? They share sentiments with the campaign of the Boko Haram, initially they say, oh, Boko Haram was Western education is bad, propagating Islam, which many of the governors in the north are also part of. They are Islamic people, and so since Boko Haram was actually projecting an Islamic agenda, though in a federal system, they themselves, they have some soft spot for that agenda that they are pushing. So when it comes to, okay, oh, these Boko Haram people, stamp them out, they were very reluctant in doing that before now, until recently. Now, because those people, why? Those Boko Haram people, those Iswa people, they are brothers. There was this man, this Sheikh Gumi, that will come out and tell you that these people are their brothers, we cannot go and be killing them, whereas these people kill people in hundreds, almost monthly and yearly as the case may be. Now, let's bring that down to the southeast, the IPOB people. I said IPOB people, the interest of IPOB is to kind of, they are pushing for secession. They are trying to continue what was aborted in 1973 or 71, the Civil War.
Okay.
They are pushing for their own indigenous country, that is Biafra Republic. And of course, let me tell you, many of the Igbos share that sentiment.
Very well.
I'm telling you, they share that sentiment. So that is why I will say that before now, the southeastern governors have been handling IPOB issue with kid gloves. And that's why they will tell you, oh, they will see the soldiers, they will come out. They used to say, these soldiers are from the north, they are Hausa people, they are Fulani people, they will come and they go after them and they kill them in their tents and in their hundreds. The Southeasterners, many of them may not be happy that they are killing people like that. Why are they obeying IPOB instead of obeying the government? Somebody was saying something which day that somebody was shot and killed in one very volatile area in this Benin, where the boys are known to be very hard boys. He said immediately they shot the person, everybody just disappeared. Whereas just one person brought gun and how many rounds of ammunition can that gun apparently have? Okay. Why the boys not go there and just
hold on to the boy that was shooting?
Now the issue is this: these people who are obeying this whatever order, they share sentiment with what IPOB is preaching, which is Republic of Biafra. All right. And now, because to me, if the governors of the southeast, because it's not only an Anambra thing, this proscription, this sit-at-home order, it was formerly in the old, I think it's still there. They are obeying it because of the sentiment that they share. And now that the governor, Soludo, wants to make a point, because like I was saying before, my friend here said, oh, this IPOB thing started in 2021, of course, preceding Soludo, who came in 2022. So this sit-at-home matter is even preceding Soludo. Soludo wants to make a point. There was something you asked, if it is political or the case may be. Soludo just want to score one. Oh, it was during my time we stopped this sit-at-home, just like the way Governor Okpawolo has written his name in history as the first governor in Edo State who has brought a flyover to Edo State.
I'll come back to you, Prof.
All right. Yeah. So what Soludo wants to do?
All right. Is it about making a point or about the security of lives and properties?
Okay. Yeah, you see, like we said, the first business of government is to protect life and property. Coming into this issue as referred to Anambra, sit-at-home, the order of the closure of the market. Now, first of all, the right to protest, especially when it is not a harmful protest, is a universal right. Do you get that right? I remember there's a shop very close to my place. There was an issue, and the woman paid for it. Somehow the man said, no, you won't do this business, that I want to refund your money. The woman refused to collect the money. The woman insisted that the shop should remain closed until her money expired. And that was what happened. We all tried to say, no, this is not fair. He says, no issue of what is fair. She is being marginalized. She protested, and that was her, and all of that. So, in other words, coming into the way it's affecting the states as well. That's why I was trying to think, if I was on the, I would want, one of the beauty of democracy or of a leader is that he had achieved this for legacy purpose. Because most of our politicians today, that's what they do. They want to just do so. I once had a interaction with one chief executive. why are you doing like this? Why they expand this one? I say, no, but Bishop, why you talk like this? So I want to put this project far away. People will not see it. I want to put it where people can see it. If I put it there, they'll think I did not work. I said, but you are choking the place. Expand it. Say, no, Bishop, let somebody else come and do
The
that.
expansion.
Nigeria have not developed that. If I do that, they will think I did not do anything. Just paint this building and people will think you are working. And that's a very terrible situation. We are not solving the problem. And that's what I'm saying. Will this solve the problem? No. The people are saying there is injustice. This sit at home didn't start with the agitation. The agitation has been on for decades. This agitation started when their leader, they believe that was illegally arrested. According to them, they said that his place, the soldier invaded his house. All of those arguments are still on and all of that. So now the point I'm making is that the governors of the Southeast is like maybe they lack the political will to, because when you get to the Southwest, who did almost the same thing, is at home today and all of that, because people, the governors came together, the elders, they have elders, came together and all of that. So the issue is that,
all right, now you just hold on. We'll continue the line of thought after this break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Thank you so much for staying tuned. If you just joined us, this is 60 Minutes Nigeria. And we're taking a look at what is happening in Anambra State, where Governor Chukwuma Soludo opined that there will be no going back on the closure of Onitsha main market because the traders opted to obey IPOB rather than obeying the government of the day led by himself, Charles Chukwuma Soludo. And I have Bishop Bright Olumese and of course Professor Owen Olowo. They have been sharing their thoughts and opinion with regards to what is going on in Anambra State. Well, Bishop, continue with your line of thought.
okay, yeah, I was trying to establish that the governor would also have an alternative way of solving this kind of problem. It's a problem. We want to see that we could raise leaders who can step into issues like this. Like I said, it was even terrible for non-state actors to control the very most vital part of your state, which is the economy. It means they can shut down the state. That's what that means. So, in other words, coming up, now you now look at the both sides. Number one, if any person who owns a particular shop, I don't know any shop in this state or any state where you force the owner of the shop to open the shop. Are you sure you have what I'm saying? So now, but all the same, now that there is an issue, there is a government order, there is a situation. Now, what I think the government should have done, there's a leadership of that market. It's called the leadership. This is what we want. Then, the behind the scene, every government all over the world does it. The important thing is getting a result and all of that. So, but the way it is right now, if the people comes out, open the shop, and there is a backfire, what do? We don't want crisis in any of our states. So the point I'm making is that right now, the economic situation of Anambra State is a little bit stable now compared to when it was very hot. Remember, there was one time it took 2 days. I remember one time I was to travel through that road. I couldn't, no vehicle was going. They said there is a seat at home and all of that. I remember one time I was to come back. I have to now take flight to Lagos and take flight to Benin because the roads weren't working. It was
schools, government offices,
now
it's
getting better now. It's getting better. But I know that main market is the major. If you guarantee those traders that there will be security, they will come out. I want to see that the governor on Monday resume that market with them. It means the place will be secure, safe, and all of that. So, because when there is an attack, if there's no reprisal, the people suffer. It is unethical that somebody goes out to get means of livelihood and he lost his life within the process when he paid tax to government who have the constitutional authority to protect him or her, I don't have the right to carry a gun to protect myself. That's why I pay tax for government to provide security, logistics to protect me. So if I now discover going to this place to do business is not safe, what is safe first of all globally is hide your head. That's why you seek asylum.
Hide your head.
Yes, when a place become not safe, you cannot migrate and seek asylum and give reasons. And when it is investigated, your asylum will be granted. Yes, it's a global state. So the point I'm making is that we commend Governor Soludo. Like I also said, he's a politician. If you have tried that first tenure, they won't give you second tenure. Because whether you like, this people sitting down at home, they also, like Prof said, they share sentiment with the view. That's why they didn't resist it. Because these so people, they can't.
No, hold on. At first, they resisted, and they were brutally dealt with. Some people lost their lives.
That is the emotional part of it. When the governor will just come and usually say, like as if it's the people's problem. The governor must remember. I remember when we watch on social media, even mainstream, where cars burnt. People burnt because they disobey these so-called orders. Now, the point is that it's a problem. Like I also listen to the government when you say if a taboo state for more than a year, it now become a culture. Oh, we don't want this to become a culture.
Right.
Because the people are surviving with the business of their bed. What security is a right. What we do is securing these people. Because these bad guys, this is the point I'm making. I've been to the main market, you have also been there. There's a place you go to. When there's an attack, what is the reprisal? Are there armored tank right now at the front of the main market? Should the case there is a reprisal? Are there helicopters going up around? When you match word with action, people will definitely follow you. We want the problem solved.
All right. Now, some of the opinion that Governor Chukwuma Soludo is like chopping off the head to cure this headache. Because they choose to stay at home for just a day, you went over to say, for that disobedience, a solid 1 week, nobody should go to the market.
That's much.
Come on, Prof.
What if I tell you that this order is not about economic reason?
Whose order?
The governor's order.
To shut up for 1 week.
To reopen the market for business so that they don't obey this at home. It's not about, they are whipping up that sentiment. Oh, economic reason. Oh, they are losing 8 billion naira. That was what I was to say when you just asked me that question now. Just imagine that the market is not shut down for an extra 6 days. That's like 6 weeks.
Yes.
That's like 6 Mondays. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Multiply by that 8 billion.
Just wait, sir. What are 8 billion times 6? That's 48 billion naira.
Yes.
I get what I'm saying? But another 8 billion naira. That's how many now? 56 billion naira. But that is not about what I'm trying to say is that this order to reopen the market is what I will call the final push.
The final push.
Yes. And when you want to break a ceiling, when you want to get to another level, it's always very difficult. It's the final push, because why I say final push is this is at home order was affecting every parastatal, private and public. On Mondays, there's no vehicles don't drive. It's a sit-at-home order, not just for market people, including those who are working for the government. And the governor has issued an order that if you don't come to work on Monday, your salary will be deducted. And all the government offices, according to what I read and saw on the news, all the government offices are now open, including all those other markets in Onitsha,
smaller markets,
Oka and every other place, they are now open. Now, this order that this governor has given now, it's about making a point. It's about putting your foot down as governor.
No matter whose ox is gone.
Yes, it's about putting your foot down as governor. It's not about the government of Anambra State, I can tell you for free, can survive without anything coming from that market.
Yeah.
Are you sure about
Yes, I'm very sure. Okay, my brother.
We are talking about close to 40% of Anambra will coming from that
market for 1 year now.
Says who? Says who? Who gave us that statistics?
COVID-19 shut down that market for 1 year. No, they said it. Anambra government said it by themselves.
Those are just a sentiment to justify.
No, this from the government. The government itself saying 8 billion lost each time you stay at home without doing business.
What I'm telling you now is just things to say to justify the action of the government.
Yeah.
You want to do something, you need to justify your action. You want to issue an order. You have told people that people should come to market on Mondays and open the market on Mondays. You must justify the reason why you are saying so. The government can survive. Government is big.
Yeah.
Do you know how much Anambra State gets every month from
COVID-19 shut down 1 year.
There was no market, no business. COVID-19. They were paying salaries.
Yes, now they
People were paying salaries. The government survived. So the idea of saying, "Oh, we lost 8 billion every Monday that you don't open the market,"
beyond that,
is to whip up sentiment. Is to make you an
If the government survive, what about the people? What about the traders? What about those going to the market to do business? What about the families?
It's just meant to justify the action of government. It's not as if the government will crumble if Onitsha market is closed for a year. The government will not crumble. It's just a final push to show that government institution has power more than an individual. Do you get what I'm saying? And for your information, sir, it will work. Nigeria will like force. You know, this is like, I don't want to bring this into this matter, but this is like what Bishop was saying just now. This is like when our president, May 29, when he was inaugurated in 2023, and said subsidy is gone. And we know what that statement meant.
yeah.
A lot of things happened because of that singular statement. People took advantage. Where the fuel has not even been increased, people started, in fact, people started doing their thing, and there was so much pressure on the Nigerian economy, so much pressure on the Nigerian government because of that singular statement. Because why the critics were saying, "Oh, before you made this kind of statement, you should have created buffers, you should have created things that people will to cushion the impact of that subsidy removal. Not just coming to say subsidy is gone without the necessary
backing, so to speak."
So that is exactly what is also happening in this case.
Right.
Okay, so Ludo is saying go to the market. People are now saying, okay, you're saying go to the market now. What security have you provided for us to go to the market? It's not about whether they're losing money or not. It's about putting his feet on the ground. It's about making the state work. It's about establishing that government is bigger than any single individual. It's about restoring order, restoring normalcy to the southeast. Once Anambra gets it right, sir, every part of the southeast will also get it right. Okay. And again, they have also gotten it right too in terms of workers, government workers, bankers, and all the other people who are also going to work. Vehicles are moving freely, as the case may be, on Mondays now. Now, the final push.
No, hold on. Because you said freely.
Yeah, well, let me put it this way, relatively freely. Compared to before.
Let me come to Bishop.
No, see, so what we're saying is that the government just want to prove a point. It's not as if it's about economy.
Okay, hold on, sir. Hold on. Proving a point. To whose expense? I mean, it's like, to whose detriment? Because I'm saying now, since you shut down this market for a week, the rate of crime will increase.
Heavily, yeah.
Because people may not have where to fall back to. You have thousands of youths that depend directly or indirectly on that particular market. Not even that, tens of thousands. Families depend, they rely on the market. Now, you shut down the market. How are they going to survive?
Okay, now, like what Prof said just now, is beyond just economy. Now, before the global community, remember the leader was also a citizen of another country by her stay not by birth, from Nigeria. So, but now, you said this guy was wrong, but the whole of the millions of people in this region, they sit at home. It means that he's being politically. Are you sure? The situation of sit at home is creating more embarrassment for the government of Nigeria. Like I said, this is not just Soludo speaking. He has the backing. Because most of the Southeast government, they were afraid of the whole thing. They were so careful with coming out. Do you get that right? Because the way some of all these guys, these people, the indigenous people behaved, it would seem they were so powerful and all of that. So at a particular time, we watch on, when they will stop police in their parade and all of that. So now, the guy arrested, persecuted, a sentence, as it is right now, telling the world that he committed crime. But his people are still sitting in solidarity of what? Of him. It's creating so much news for concern. So now we got to break that bond. But now government should understand injustice. An ideology, you can't kill an ideology. You can always suppress it at a time. when they were, Sarahua was being hanged, this what he said, you can only kill me, but you can't kill what I represent. After many years, we saw people take arm in that region to also fight and raise concern over what he raised then. So this is what I think. Number one, what many persons said the other time, these guys, what they are asking for, it's not a problem. Come to referendum and all of that, and win them there. Finish, simple as that. You know how to ring election. Now listen, let me tell you, this is the problem I have. If this was a political problem, we Soludo handle it like this. We see many cases in northern cases where they are killing people, they'll kill dozens of people, and say, no, the governor constitution does not give the president power to create state of emergency. But when it came to River State, the president now has power for not only remove the governor, remove all the House of Assembly, remove all the democratic elected office for 6 months. Supreme Court did not say anything.
Heaven did not fall.
Heaven did not fall. Why is it that when it is issue that concerns common man, if Soludo's person is in that market, will he tell it to go? We see. Will he tell it to go? Nigerians must answer that for themselves. If one senator is trading in that market, will they open that market? Is a big question. Where is a political situation, you will now know that our politician brains, they hot. Let me use that language. You will see they will mathematically, like professor who know how to solve all maths, bring out a
line and realign to bring out something.
So, Fubara is still governor today because there was a political word.
Realignment.
Yes,
Okay.
solution.
All
so
right.
the point is a situation of concern.
All right.
Seriously.
All right. Well, Prof, you heard him.
Yes, for me, I am strongly behind. I'm strongly in support of Charles Soludo's order, because the Nigerian, we lack force in this country. That's why you see Nigerians clamoring for military.
Sorry for interjecting. Before Boko Haram became a cult, so to speak, in another part of Nigeria, they say the main man of Boko Haram was executed publicly. That, according to report, led to the escalation of the situation. Let's come to the east a little bit.
Yeah.
They said because of the capture and, of course, the jailing of Nnamdi Kanu, that is why they have to reinforce or enforce without that seat at home.
Yeah.
As they are doing it, another man came up, Ikpia, though he's incarcerated right now. And maybe, God forbid, another one comes up again. Do you think this pressure on Alambarians and people on in the eastern part of Nigeria will kill the ideology? Do you think locking up the market for 1 week will make it a big government of the day in Anambra State?
What you should be asking yourself now is, what is the reason why the government decided to lock the market for the whole week? The government decided to lock the market for the whole week simply because the traders did not obey the governor when the governor said open on Monday. You are the ones that are taking it the way you're taking it now, about suppressing ideology, as the case may be.
And they say lock it for 1 week.
Yes. Because to every, it is third law of motion, to every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction.
Is this reaction equal?
Relatively equal.
In what way? I know you're a mathematician. In what way? 1 day shutdown versus 7 day shutdown. Where's relativity in this?
I'm going to tell you that by Monday.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say is that it's quite unfortunate. In Nigeria, the only language we understand is force. That is why you will see people don't even respect policemen on the road again. No. But they don't, when they see army checkpoint, they comport themselves, they behave. The army does not need to hold gun. Just that uniform, people comport themselves. Or as you will see a policeman, sometimes high rank police officer, superintendent of police will be on the way with gun, and you will see people misbehaving. They will even argue with them. How many times have you seen people argue with Sujamen? Because in Nigeria, our brains have been wired to respect force. And what the governor did now, I can tell you for free, by Monday you will see result. Now, the governor attested to the fact that in Oka, the capital of the state capital, that the market there opened. Another market, though they didn't show us the clip.
People say there's no market there.
Okay, well,
it's like the governor's road is the people's road, because right now,
so what I'm trying to say,
people will just argue that after all, Oka is a capital.
No, when you say
that is an urban area.
So when you Onitsha is even more urban on some.
No. Oka, hold on. I schooled them way back. Nnamdi Azikiwe University, Oka.
Yes.
Oka is a civil servant, capital so to speak.
Okay.
And it is well developed. I'm not saying that Onitsha, but what about the commercial nerve center? It's Onitsha.
Which part is busy? The busiest in Anambra?
We have also Nnewi.
I know Nnewi is Interland.
The spare part market, that Nnewi. But no, hold on, prof.
Yes.
Soludo, some call it Gambit.
Okay.
Was like, let's do this to get this.
Yeah.
But some are saying that this is not proportional to Newton's third law of motion, which you find that every action there is an equal and opposite. But someone said this is not opposite. No, this is not equal. Though is opposite.
When you put something on a scale, I can put one. The weight of that Monday alone, it will balance the weight of the 6 days. When we say equal and opposite, it doesn't mean that because this one is 1 day, this one must also be 1 day too. What the effect of that 1 day on the economy of the state, as it is or as it were, can balance up with those 6 days that Soludo is closing the market for. What I'm trying to say, I am not trying to justify the action of Soludo, but I'm saying that I think I'm in tangent with what Soludo has done, because that is the only language we understand. A governor has given his word, and we should not be quick to say that the government may not have provided adequate security to secure lives and property in the state. We shouldn't say that because we don't have any proof to say that the government has not provided. Though you may rely on say, oh, these people in the market, they have come on air, they have come on social media to say, oh, there's no security and all that. But I want to believe that by this next Monday.
Sorry for cutting in, Prof.
This next Monday now,
Prof.
we're going to see that the market is open.
Prof.
Because you cannot the man and market.
Prof, sorry for cutting in. When this item was very, very hot, the regional government dispersing police, military on a Monday to go say, you must go to work?
That's what I was saying now. The time has come now.
According to record, there was none.
This is not defined.
So can they not trust the government of the day?
Do you know why? Do you know why? I told you something just now, that this government of the Southeast, just the way the government in the North shared sentiments with Boko Haram, because of what Boko Haram is, shared sentiment before now, let me rephrase. And now that the US and everybody's not interested now, everybody's distancing themselves from these people. Whereas, before now, they share sentiments. They have soft spot for these people because why? What these people are preaching, they also like what they are preaching, but they may not be able to come out openly and identify with them. Before now, sir, the government of the Southeast may be sharing sentiments with this IPOB because of what is IPOB preaching? IPOB is preaching for the independence of the Biafran people.
All right.
Creating a country for Biafra.
All right.
Now that the ships are done, the leader of the group, which is Nnamdi Kanu, is in prison. Yeah. The one that is in Finland, the one that was doing Radio Biafra from Finland and disrupting the peace of
been captured also.
Has been captured and then is facing trials as the case may be. Nobody seems to be the arrowhead. I know there are other people that will also rise up, but it is good before they rise up, you crush the thing now.
All right, thank you.
Get it right now.
Thank you.
And the government and the market opens, my brother, and things return to normal. You will see that we will get our
Bishop, you're going to have the last line on this discussion. Do you think I should have done something better than saying 6 days shutdown just to prove a point?
Okay,
and do you also feel that this will solve this particular problem of sit at home every Monday?
Okay, one of the reasons why this, not just 6 days, he said every Monday when he comes there to inspect the place, he is ready to shut it down for a year. The reason is because, number one of the strengths of a man is his income.
Livelihood.
Yes, livelihood. So when your livelihood is threatened, the tendency for you to submit or surrender. Remember the war, the Biafra war those days, when food stuff were cut. Ammunition didn't stop it. When food stuff that was cut, there was the end of war.
So they use that hunger instinct right now.
That's what they're using now. Now this is what I fear. This is what I fear. So that there will not be breakdown of law and order. If the people who own business in that market comes out massively tomorrow to that market, will you kill all of them? Okay. Do you know what's called mass protests? Can they go, do you know there will be a protest in that state now? The governor can stay. He will need federal assistance. So the issue is that it's both sides. Do you get that right? Why it's good that he had made the move. I also have said, and maybe I'm very sure he's also doing that, counter negotiation. This you guys, you are it's your market. Me, I don't get anything here. Like Prof. I just say, the government can survive without the income from that market.
Yes.
It will affect you. You are a business owner. Go and tell these guys. Negotiate with them and all of that. We are affecting them. We bring them to their knee and all of that. And while we are also negotiating the release of our son. Yes, the Igbo leaders have not kept quiet as well. Yes, in most, where they are appealing to the president to grant clemency on the leader. So everything. The issue is number one. He has started something, but at least what I was thinking, I thought he would open the market today. To be honest.
Okay. Thank you.
1 week.
Thank you. Thank you.
1 week is too much, rough.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Because
Monday, they don't come on Monday.
They go another Monday.
Well, you've heard them. Let's see how this will pan out. But believe you me, some of the opinions that heavy protests will just brew maybe tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. We don't want protest. We do not want that.
Too costly.
We do not want that. So Governor Chukwuma Soludo should at least know how to really balance everything. Yeah. It's all about balance. Yes, equal and opposite. Action and reaction. Yeah. Is it proportional to the offense, so to speak? And if you choose to be the governor of the day, who will protect them against the ranting, manhandling, maiming, shooting of these proscribed people? Well, we are watching. Ours is to report back to you. Prof, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
Bishop, appreciate your wonderful analysis.
Thank you.
We'll do it again next week, Thursday. God willing. Bye for now. This is ITV.
Certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
Oṣòdì aṣáájú ẹ̀ ọbẹ̀ sọ pé. Àyàbá sọ́kè ọba sọ́pà ẹ̀. Àdàyè àpàdé ọba sọ́pà ẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ̀túwà.
ITV, certainly the best.
Hello viewers, welcome to Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji, and it is that program that gives you and I opportunity to talk about some of the trending issues in the country and how it affects us as citizens. So today we're going to be talking about the withdrawal of police personnel from very important personalities in the country and how it's going to be affecting us as individuals, or better still, how it's going to impact us as citizens. And then again, the debates on legalizing gun ownership. So let's go talk to some persons and hear what they have to say in regards to this topic. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji.
The Nigeria security architecture, I think it is a very, very wrong approach at this time. When you talk about developed countries and thinking of how police operate, the environments are not the same. First, we do not have good roads. That when you call for police in an emergency response, if it's like in the developed countries, you see police appearing within minutes. You hear of cases of assassinations in places like America. It's only a matter of days they will find the killers of those people. Those are not the situations in Nigeria. People kidnap people in their houses, people kill people on the way, they don't even know who the killers are. The only thing too that also makes some of these people not to be on the road is the simple reason that when they know that there are escorts following some VIPs and some people on the way, they know that it's possible that at some point they will see unexpected police presence. But when they now get to the point where they now say, no, they cannot go with police and then the road is free and all that, you are only inviting terror back to us. If I'm traveling on the way and I know I'm licensed to have a gun in my car, some other persons are coming, and maybe we run into hoodlums, and you know that out of these 20 cars, there's a likelihood that 15 to 16 have arms in them. That will also create that sense of security for the people that are involved. So I just think that it is, yes, the idea to say let's have police at different points is there, but the architecture and infrastructure to support such an idea, we don't have it yet. You don't have drones flying everywhere. If you are overseas, you press a button in your house, they know it is emergency. The police will come, condone of your area, and the people cannot even escape. The police right now, as they are, first, they are no vehicles, they are not well equipped, so how do you even do it? I think that the decision by Mr. President needs to be reviewed.
I see it as a right development based on this issue that the president has made concerning police should be withdrawn from notable personalities that are in our society. You discover that for the police to be able to combat insecurity, we have less police in the society. Most of all these notable personality, you just discover that one person will be having 10 police. 10 police. If one particular person is having a police, about 10 attached to him, and the common man has no security to be attached to him, he has no security to be attached to him, then what is the fate of the masses? But to my own take, with this direction, this step that the president has taken, that all police official, army, and the officials should be withdrawn from notable personality, is a welcome development, so that these officers will be able to go to the city, go to the street, go to the rural area to be able to combat these bandits. Because if all this caliber of men, notable personality, are be giving policemen policemen are attached to them, it will not be a wake-up development. But if they withdraw them, everyone, all hands will not be on deck to fight insurgency, to fight bandits. But when these men are secured, they will feel less concerned about the masses. I believe that with this step that the president has taken is a very good step, so that security for lives and property concerning the common man will be appreciated. On these aspects, it has advantage and it also have disadvantage. It is good for people to have self-defense against this insecurity. But the other way around, when every man is given that license to get a gun or harm himself against attack, sometimes most people will not use it for self-protection, but rather they will begin to use it for destructive activities, like going into using it to embark on armed robbery and different. If somebody offends somebody, he can just bring out his gun and do killing. That is why it will not be encouraged. But the only advantage for the government is that let them employ more hands. Let them get more securities, people, recruit them, train them, tell them what to do, the rules and the dons that will govern their security apparatus. All these things should be put in place. Then with more and being employed and well paid, I believe that with all this, they can be able to contain this insurgency and bandits in our country.
We all know that the constitutional role of the police is the protection of lives and property. And like the president has rightly stated, the protection of lives of Nigerians are very paramount. And like the VIPs are still part of the citizens that the police is constitutionally empowered to protect. But you also realize from where the president is coming from, these VIPs form more or less like less than 10% of the larger population of Nigerians. And in that light, he feels that more attention should be given to the masses, to the larger population of Nigeria who are now faced with the challenges of insecurity, while also trying to address the manpower need of the Nigerian police. So in that regard, I totally support that directives that all available manpower now should be channeled towards the protection of the majority of Nigerians outside the VIPs that took a chunk of that number. Looking at on the rights of Nigerians to own guns, I still believe that Nigeria is not yet ripe enough for such. Even in countries where they have such policies, they are trying to go back. If you see what's going on in America now, they are even trying to look at gun rights laws to see how it can be reviewed. So it's not a policy that has worked or that has been sustained in even where it is currently in force. So for Nigeria, it is not just our only gun that will solve the problem of insecurity. I can tell you, with the kind of anger, with the kind of issues we have now, if Nigerians own guns, they will be using it to settle personal scores, not even the insecurities now. So that might not really solve the problem. I think solving the problem, we need to go into community policing, volunteer security, seeing how well we can domesticate security, make security the duty of everybody, not necessarily a centralized arm of government like you have the centralized police now. So with that, I believe we can substantially bring down, if not to a barest minimum, the current challenges we have now. So it's not really whether we carry guns or not that would solve it, no.
It is a very good thing that the president is actually looking at how he can, curb security by having a lot of, security personnel on ground. But, if you have to fight insecurity by creating another level of insecurity, that's a very big problem, all right? Yes, we know that the VIPs have a lot of this, security escort with them. But if you look at this person too, they are human beings. And, somebody who has that kind of, level of position requires some level of security, around him. So for me, I will not, totally say that it is okay to withdraw all the security personnel from the VIP. No, I do not think that's the best way to go. Instead, I think they should look for a way to have more persons in the force, in the military, in the police, and every other security agencies that can help, in this insecurity. Because the VIP are human beings. The right to own a gun, I really do not think that Nigeria is matured for such a thing. Yes, we have that in some developed countries like America, but I do not, advise that such law should be put here in Nigeria, because a lot of persons are going to take advantage of this particular, situation, and they use it to do other very, very, malicious activities. So I do not believe that Nigeria is ripe for, self-ownership of gun at this particular point in time.
Insecurity in Nigeria is eating so deep into the life and well-being of Nigerians. Like in the area of business, it has affected us a lot. Like, for example, those our mothers who travel to village markets in this season of December, where they travel to buy plantain, yams, and others. We see many of them were unable to do this because of the insecurity. And that has also affected their own family, because they will not be able to provide for them because they were unable to do their business the way it ought to be. Like those of us in the real estate sectors, I think it affected us the more, because this is one of the most funny December I've ever experienced, whereby our brothers and sisters in diaspora, they are scared to return home to celebrate with us. And after they have saved this money, and they buy property at the end of the year, so that at least they will not count on one thing that they have achieved. But this time, many of them, they give up. Instead of coming to Edo State or or Nigeria to buy property, you will hear them saying that they want to go to places like Singapore, places like Spain. They will tell you the money they will use to buy property in Abuja, like maybe 350 million, 150 million, 200 million, is enough for them to get property in Spain. And that property in Spain will give them high return of investment than the property in Nigeria. And another thing that affected those in diaspora and the VIPs, let me use that word, very important personalities in our country, is the new law that has been passed by the president, that police personnel should be withdrawn from this set of persons. And you know, the current situation of insecurity in Nigeria, so these persons, they will not be free to come in, because it's as if them coming in, they have signed their death sentence because the security is a threat to them. And at the same time, the police personnel that would have been of assistance to them to guide them is being withdrawn. So it's just as if they want to jump into a hot fry pan. So these ones is what stopped them from not coming to Nigeria, and it affected our business a lot. So those persons we are all to care for, these things restrict us to do a lot for our loved ones. Because if you don't sell property to get money, so there's no way you are going to spend money. So if you check, though we are having traffic and all these around, but the truth is that the well-being, the lifestyle of these our citizens is being compromised, because insecurity has cost them a lot. If the guns is being legalized to every citizen, it's going to cause more havoc at this initial stage. So I believe instead of legalizing gun to individuals, let's recruit more local security personnel that understand this terrain of this environment, because a stranger will not know my community more than me. So if they empower these personnel, give them good sophisticated weapon that they can use to withstand these perpetrators, the criminals, it will be able to at least help us a lot. So owning a gun or legalizing gun to Nigerians, you know, Africans, there's a way we think. Even some of the trained policemen that they are handling weapons, we see what happens after some of them have taken what they are not supposed to take. After when their adrenaline get high, when they are angry, we see how they misuse the gun. So now legalizing gun for a trained person, a civilian, is going to cause more havoc and disaster to us. So I'm not in support of that.
While the opinions of our respondent varies, and some think that the statement by the president to withdraw police personnel from VIPs in the country in order to combat crime, some are also saying that it is not a welcome development. But in all of this, the security of citizens and properties should be a priority. That is what people are clamoring for, and it is something that should be done in order for lives and property of citizens to be secured and for security to be guaranteed. It is Viewpoint on ITV. I am Caroline Okonji. Many thanks for watching.
ITV, certainly the best.
Omonoba Nedu Ukwakolopolo, Ewai II, Oba of Benin, stepped out majestically with loud crowd to perform the Sultan rites of his late mother, Queen Mother Ioba Omoni Ikoyeme, Ioba Ewai II, who departed this world 49 years ago. Isoton is a traditional rite of the procession in memory of the departed person's spirit in Benin Kingdom. It is usually heralded by public display of the departed person's influence during their sojourn on earth. The display of a human effigy symbolizing the departed royal matriarch was preceded by the Oba of Benin, who led the procession from his palace to the Immortal Shrine at King Square in Benin City, where he offered prayers for the repose of the soul of the Queen Mother, Ioba Ewai II. Thereafter, a priest assigned to the Immortal Shrine offered Oba Ewai II items for Isoton on behalf of his family. However, chalk, known as Uri, represented a mixture from royal fans after ancestral spirits were invoked to bear witness and announce his arrival. On his way home, Oba Ewai paid tributes at various pilgrimage sites, including Queen Idia Tomb, the side Oba Markets, where a cheerful crowd of traders abandoned their wares to catch a glimpse of the royal personage and join in the celebration.
ITV, certainly the best.
Ugieni Madonna, Imagedion, Orero, Obesni Agbe, Manazo, or Ugieni Madonna.
You will have to serve the community for 30 years before you come to this stage. They will ordain you or your title. Then by then you are one of the elder.
This year now, we don't read the year, so that's why we can do this year.
Historically, joining the Elders Council, an individual must have reached a certain age and must have made significant contributions to the community through leadership, service, or other meaningful ways. There was jubilation in the community as sons and daughters of Okada, both at home and in the diaspora, trooped out to be part of the ceremony with various hymns of the initiates agog with festivities. Friends and well-wishers of those initiated into the Elders' Council jubilated at the Ogwedion after performing all traditional rites. The elders, known as Edion, in company with their loved ones, danced to their various homes where guests and family members were entertained.
ITV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best. All right, guys, it's another lovely Monday evening, and it's my pleasure to have you join me on yet another beautiful episode of the Guys Hangout Show on independent television, reaching you live from that city of bronze. You know, I love to call it that city where the king is truly king. Now, for starters, the Guys Hangout Show is one show that, teaches men to prioritize themselves and, of course, to be the best that they can be, just so that they can give the best that they can give. It airs on this station every Monday. All right, my name is Harry Aigboje, and of course, it's my pleasure to have you join us on this episode of the show. Now, today, we're going to be taking a look at a very, very important topic, something that actually caught my attention of recent. Okay, sometimes you're just going about your daily activities, and then you just, for a second, certain things just cross your mind, and you begin to ask yourself, what has actually changed? What has gone wrong? How come things are no longer the way they used to be? And one of such things is the growing lack of parental discipline in our society as we have it today. What exactly went wrong? Whether you like it or not, you must have noticed that things are no longer the way they used to be, especially between parents and their kids. Those days when we were growing up, some of us had this reverence for our parents, right? Even in their absence. There were things we're not bold enough to do, we're not courageous enough to do, even in their absence, because of the kind of discipline that they gave us, right? So, for instance, I remember as a kid, I used to live within my boundaries as a child, right? I was not allowed to go to the next compound. Now, that was how I was raised. Not because my parents didn't like me, like us being free, but they just wanted to ensure that we lived within the boundaries that they set for us. Now, I'm sure a lot of you out there can also relate. Now, if you take a look at the parents of today, it doesn't seem to be like that anymore, right? A lot of parents seem to be more flexible in raising their children. Is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? My name is Harry Aigboje once again, and it's my pleasure to have you join us on this episode of the show. Now, like you already know, I'm not alone. I've got an amazing person in the house with me, and together we're going to be taking a look at this topic. Now, he is an educationist and also a social analyst. He's really passionate about lots of things that are happening around us, and he loves to share his wealth of wisdom and experience on such matters. It's good to have you, Abu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Harry. And as usual, it is good to be on the show today again. It is always a pleasure talking about issues that concerns us in society, especially issues like this, where if we keep quiet, things will get deteriorated and it will get out of hand.
True.
So, bad things thrive because good men decide to keep quiet.
Absolutely.
So we must say something.
Definitely, we must say something, and that's basically why we're here. I mean, we really can't help not to say something, all right? Now, we're going to be taking a look at this issue as we begin to look at it one after the other, right?
Okay.
Let's look at it from this angle. Parenting is serious business, right? And I don't think a lot of parents realize that, a lot of parents of this generation, because there seems to be this trend of people just giving birth without recourse to the responsibility of taking care of those children. So let's start from there. Why would anybody want to, start having kids without, considering what it will take and what it will cost, to take care of those children?
Yeah, procreation is one biological gift that God and nature has given to humans. So anybody can, any adult who has gotten to a certain stage can procreate, except he or she has a medical condition. But procreation is not a yardstick to be called a parent. So we have so many fathers and mothers who are not parents. Being a parent means you are ready for the job after birth. Birthing a child is your God-given talent or God-given gift.
The natural ability.
That natural ability. But the idea of training this child, parenting, is a full-time job. I say full-time job because it's one thing that people just overlook, and because of that they think because they are fathers they could be called parents. No. We have so many fathers but few parents. So it's because of these few parents that we have in society that you see there is a growing lack of discipline in terms of parenting and all that. So I think the few parents that we have, if you see their children outside, you can distinguish them from those that have fathers and just mothers. So I think we should be seeing this thing from the idea of who are parents, to be precise.
Okay.
A parent is that person who is a father or a mother and has indulged his or herself into the act of bringing up this child. You know, children, the mind of a child is like a tabula rasa. Whatever you imprint on that mind is what goes a long way to determine what the child will become in life or how the child will behave and all that. But we really have people imprinting these things on the mind of the child. That is the question.
I think that's $1 million question, because this is one question I believe a lot of parents do not ask themselves before they begin to procreate. Like you've rightly established, there's a clear difference between procreation
there is.
and parenting. And I think that's what we need to begin to establish. What exactly is it with parents of nowadays? You know, just like I said in opening, you know, when we were growing up, it was a different ball game, right? We were raised with a very high level of discipline. So much so that parents of this generation will probably see that as you being too hard on your child.
Okay.
Now, what's the place of discipline in parenting? Let's begin.
There are different factors that I think I will tie to this lack of parental discipline. Number one, the infiltration of Western culture into our traditional belief and norms. Secondly, we also have this idea of laziness on the part of some people who call themselves, I use the word who call themselves parents, laziness on their part. And thirdly, there is this idea of the growing new normal, where people advocate that children should be treated with, like adults, they should be treated with kids and gloves and all that, so that you not hurt them, and so after all, they are human beings. So, but let me start with this infiltration of Western culture into our traditional culture. Now, you see, the white men asked us at the time to marry a fellow man, a woman marry a fellow woman. Many of us did not dispute it. Some African countries are already doing that. They also asked us to wear the suit, the sleeve, the waistcoat, the tie and all that, despite our hot weather. Many of us did not also dispute that fact. And we are doing it. But very recently, they are also asking us to treat a child as an adult. And so many parents have started, many fathers and mothers have started treating their child, their children, as adults. That's the problem. They want to train them in the Western way. They want their children to see themselves as adults. They are rushing them through that childhood. They don't want them to enjoy that childhood. They don't want them to see themselves as children. That state of innocence is no longer there. A child that just here, you call that child that you want to reason with the child like an adult. What is
reasoning capacity in the first place?
My brother, what is the rationale behind you sitting a child down to say, let's discuss? You are just 4 now. And who told you that a 4 years old is thinking like an adult already? It's not. I know many will say this is a computer age and jet age. Leave that computer age and jet age. Children are children. And most of how were we brought up? We were told that if you misbehave, I will flog you. I have so many parents in my area. My father was not just my father. Yes, he was my biological father, but I have so many fathers. Before my father even come back from his workplace, someone else have disciplined you if you misbehave and all that. Do we still have such in our society? No. You see, everybody wants to say my family.
So you're saying that in those days there was a communal mindset?
A communal mindset. All parents were parents, and all children were children to all parents. Now, these days, you see families saying, you don't touch my child, I know how to discipline my child, you leave this child for me to discipline and all that. So that's why we're getting children that are going haywire. Some of them are even going gaga. You know, some of the hairstyle that a 10-year, 11-year-old will put on, you begin to wonder, is this one coming from a home? You see some young girls out there, 11, 10, some of the things they will wear, like, does this one even have fathers and mothers at home? So the issue now is we are drinking too much from this cup of Western wine. I think we should come back home. We should come back to this African tradition. We are Africans. And in Africa, there is discipline intrinsically buried in our totemic mindset. It is in our subconscious. That discipline should be resurrected. That parents should see themselves as not just parents, but as role models, as disciplinarians. Correct these children when need be. Don't reason with a child. It gets to a certain stage, you reason with him, not at this stage. It is some of those things that you imprint on him when he was still a child that will model him into a very good adult. A good child definitely will become a good adult.
Absolutely.
Now, when you lead them, you think they can think of themselves. What you fail to tell them, their friends out there will tell them. And that is what we should avoid. So that idea of Western culture, I think we should come back home. Beside that, sir, this idea of laziness on the part of parents. They think now that you already have a child. So if you can provide for this child, you are performing the work of a parent already. The provision we are talking about here is not just finance. Many of them thought it's just finance. If he's attending a very good school, I can provide. If he wants to buy anything, I can give him more. No. Emotionally, psychologically, this child needs you. Morally, you should be there for him. Who are his friends? Do you even know his friends? What are his routine? How does this child carry out his daily activity? You should be your child's best friend. You should have a roundtable talk most times with him. You should be able to tell him, if you try that, I will flog hell out of you, and he will not try it. Don't let him see himself like an adult already. You hardly even see children these days bathing outside. And someone said it's civilization. I think they know too much.
Okay.
Their parents make them know too much.
So why they've gone past the phase of innocence.
You see that state of innocence? It has been killed. Every child now, the parents have been able to inculcate in them that they are no longer children, but they are now what? Adults. And there is no way a child can behave like an adult. He will be an adult in a wrong form. So let these children grow. Okay. Correct them. Discipline them. Be a disciplinarian. Right. You don't rub men with a child of 5.
Okay. Now, you've actually said a lot. Now, talking about the infiltration of Western culture, just recently I saw a video on Facebook of this American comedian, veteran comedian, Steve Harvey, he was actually interviewing a kid, a 5-6-year-old girl. So he was asking her why she liked her brother, or why she loved her brother. And she was saying, well, she loves her brother because, her big brother, of course, because he's always there to protect her and to comfort her when, her parents whooped her. And then, of course, the crowd, reacted in laughter and all of that. Now, I went through the comments as usual, and I saw a lot of persons asking questions, and a lot of people, complaining that it was totally out of place for the parents to, whoop her or to discipline her. And, of course, it became a debate as usual. Now, that pretty much reminds me of something. The fact that this is also becoming a major issue in this part of the world, whether or not to discipline a child. Because some people see the use of corporal punishment as a sign of hatred for the child. That how can you, use corporal punishment for a child that you love? So they see it as, you doing too much. They believe you shouldn't use corporal punishment on your child, that there are other ways. Just like you said, some of them believe you can reason with your child. But how do you reason with a child whose mind is not even matured enough to look at things from that perspective? I think what we have is actually a problem, because people want to mistake smartness, intellectual exposure to maturity. Yeah. And I think that's a problem. I would like you to speak in that regard.
You see, words get their meaning from their context.
Okay.
What they call maltreatment in a particular context, in another context might be called discipline. So when that people say you are hitting that child too hard, you're beating this child and all that. But I think in the right context, when it comes to my child or any other child, or any other child around me, it should use that right word, discipline. We were once children, sir. They did not kill us.
Of course not.
We are what we are today because of how our parents decided to straighten our life. At least our parents are not beasts. They know what they are doing. You don't expect a mother who gave birth to a child to kill that child with her own ends, except she's maniacally derailed and all that. Yeah. When children are being disciplined with love, you can discipline a child with love. There is no need you bringing in ideas of you are abusing the child rights and all that. He is a child, for God's sake. The reason why you are saying I am abusing his right because you want to protect that child. The reason why I even discipline that child is to protect the child also. Now, this is what the government are fighting against, is that you should not abuse, assault a child. Discipline will get to an extent, it becomes an assault.
So that's where we need to draw the line now. At what point does discipline become an assault?
When you begin to inflict serious pains,
bodily harm
on this child, it is not an assault.
Okay.
When you are not correcting the child with love, it becomes an assault. When you are doing it with hatred, it becomes an assault. When you forget the fact that this person is still a child, it becomes an assault. But when you are doing it in the circumstances of these things I'm saying, like he's a child, I want to correct him with love, he's my child, and all that, that is discipline. And we should not rule out discipline because some persons are misusing it. I know I am not in line with so many parents or guardians who have decided to inflate pains on children because you want them to listen. No, that is beyond discipline. Okay. That is now an assault. That is now an hatred. That is now a corporal punishment. And if I ask my child to kneel down there, for example, or get a cane and give my child 2 or 3 strokes of the cane for doing something wrong, next time he will not try it. But if you now give a punishment that is more than that child, to that child, then it becomes an assault. An
assault, okay.
You're asking a child, for example, you get pepper, rub on the child's body, or give the person some scars, marks, and all that. Rub pepper. No, that is wicked and that is evil. But you're asking the child to kneel down there, or get a cane, flog this child 5 times or more, as the case may be, and after all this, call the child, next time, don't try it. I am your father, I love you, and that's why I'm doing this. I hope you will not try it next time. Such a child will not try it. But you're not letting the child know the reason why you have flogged him or disciplined him and all that. It is hatred.
Hatred.
So we should draw the line between discipline and hatred. So I am not advocating for that idea of that battering, that corporal punishment. Yeah. I am saying we should not rule out the fact that these children are still children. And children have a mindset that is as clean as a tabula rasa. So we have to imprint something that they will take up into becoming a very good adult.
I guess that's why the Holy Book says that you should train up your child in the way he should go. That when he's old, he will not depart from it. All right, guys, it's still the Guys Hangout Show on Independent Television. Just in case you're just joining us, we're talking about the decline in discipline, parental discipline. What has gone wrong? What exactly is the problem? Why is it that, kids are no longer as disciplined as before? Why is it that kids nowadays can just do whatever they want without, their parents or a parental figure, putting them in check? Now, Abu, just a moment ago, you were talking about the difference between correcting in love and correcting, in hatred, right?
Yeah.
Now, it's no longer uncommon to see children just walking past an adult without greeting. And that was actually one of the things that we were taught as, children. And that was exactly one of those values that we grew up with, which is why we cannot see someone who's older than us now
and not greet.
Don't you think that's also a function of this lack of discipline?
The dysfunctionality of the society, that's one of the factor, one of the things we got from the dysfunctionality in the society. Why did I say so? I just told you not quite long that all parents were parents to all children. An elder can call you back and say, so you don't know how to greet. Where are you from? You say, I'm sorry, sir. Good morning, sir. Or in my dialect, you greet according to your family lineage, and you must do that. That's how we grow up. But these days, many parents have restricted themselves from doing that. Before someone else will come somewhere and say, don't talk to my child, it's my child, I know how to train my child and all that. So that communal nature is no longer there. And you can see, that is just a microcosm of the larger one. You can see, apart from this idea of greeting, you could see children, they hardly even get up from the seat for an elder to sit, if that's the only seat.
That's another dimension to it.
Now, you see some of them, they are very disrespectful. They have begun to euphemize what we call disrespect. You see some of them will say savage reply. What you might want to call obscenity,
I think that's one of the effects of
stupidity, social media. Yeah. You see some of them will say, there's a new one now, we listen, we don't judge.
That's not how we go.
They are indirectly promoting children to go haywire.
Go wild.
They are promoting this idea of you can always do whatever you want to do. And they are promoting immorality.
And the question we should even be asking is, what do we call judge in this context? Judging is discipline. The discipline we're talking about.
It is a discipline they want to eradicate.
When a child does something wrong, you're supposed to discipline that child. So you say, but to children of this generation,
you listen, you don't judge. And when you say, you listen, you don't judge. Besides that, sir, you see, when these children were growing up, they were given this orientation that I am your father, I am your mother, I am the only person, I should be the only person that has a moral right to discipline you. And that's bad. Let these children know that all parents in this vicinity are your parents.
Even adults.
even adults.
Not
They
necessarily
have the right
parents.
to discipline you in my absence. When I was growing up, something happened. I went home to tell my father that a teacher has flogged me in school. He said, okay, the next morning we'll go. He followed me to school. And when we got there, he took the cane himself and flogged me again right in front of the teacher. These were adults in unity. Adults having a meeting over me that I don't even know about. Their primary aim then was, this child must not go wayward. Now that I am an adult, I used to think like, okay, could it be the reason why my dad have to flog me again? You know, that sends a message. The message was, you are safe in his hands and don't misbehave because I'm your father. I'll flog you again. But these days, we've seen parents that will follow their children to school and start constituting nuisance. Some of them will not even ask. You'll be telling your child right from the home that your teacher will die today. You are giving that child an impression that he or she can disrespect
an elder and
get away with it. I'm your mother, I will always fight for you. You are creating a small problem that will blossom into a bigger one in society tomorrow. A child you couldn't discipline today will end up in prison. And they'll start crying. Discipline your child. Teach these children societal value. The values, one of the values I will hold tenaciously to in Africa is respect. They should be respectful. Leave this idea of we are in a civilized world, this is a computer age. And in America, you don't touch a child like that, they'll call the police on trust Nigeria police.
Okay.
They'll be very quick to tell you, no, it's not like that. You must respect your parents and all that. So that is one of the factors. Okay. Though there are other factors. There are factors that we have this single motherhood and fatherhood. Yeah. It's also a contributing factor.
Broken homes.
A broken home. Now, if a child is coming from a broken home, that parental care, love will not be there. Of course, it's not easy for one person to train up a child.
Okay.
You need a father figure, you need a mother figure, and this person is not there. Definitely it will affect the child's psychology, and that will metamorphose into an adult that will be antisocial,
okay,
or that will be maladjusted in society.
All right.
So that is another angle.
Okay, once again, it's the Guys Hangout Show, and tonight we're taking a look at the issue of the lack of parental discipline. What has gone wrong? What is the difference between the way it used to be and the way it is now? Now, Abu, in closing, I just wanted to give a word of advice to parents out there who are not living up to expectation in terms of disciplining their child. Those who think, letting their child get away with everything they do is a sign of love. What's your advice for them? In less than,
They shouldn't be just a father or a mother.
Okay.
They should be parents. And parenting is not an easy job.
Okay.
If you are capable of giving birth to a child, you should be able to take good care of that child. Don't be scared. Don't be scared to discipline your child.
Don't be scared to discipline your child. I guess that's the parting word for tonight. I want to say a big thank you to you, Abu, for taking out time.
Thank you, my brother.
Time to be with us on the show today. And of course, to every one of you out there who have created time to be with us. I hope you've taken something away from tonight's discourse. Of course, the most important thing to take away from this is parenting is serious business. All right? So the moment you decide to become a parent, just have it in mind that the future of that child lies in your hands. If that child is going to grow up to become a responsible person, it's totally up to you. And of course, it's up to the adults that child is surrounded by. So another thing that Abu said in the course of his analysis is that parenting doesn't just end with you as a parent. You should also give the adults around your child the responsibility of raising your child, just like it was in the olden days. Don't have this mindset that you are the only one who has the responsibility of taking care of that child. My name is Harry Igboje, and until I come your way again, same time, same station next week, do ensure you do the right thing and stay out of trouble. Do have yourself a lovely night rest.
ITV, certainly the best.
ITV, certainly the best.
The man went out to bring in thugs to come and beat her.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, do you think women would have seen that and still want to speak?
Really, we're talking about. That's what I said. So
that's-
when they bullied her, if she's not bold enough, she will shut up.
What is your advice for girls out there that are so desperate to be married?
We women, we have to be really intentional about our parenting.
If you know a child is being abused, or you see signs, a bruise or a child, it has to be investigated.
People barely even breathe when they are going for a shrebi and something.
Party.
You have to be
They can't
smart.
sit
If
down.
you see where they are dressing them or are dragging on both sides, you cannot you cannot breathe.
That's what
And these
matters.
women would stay in those events for hours just to keep up with that beauty trend.
Is that healthy?
That's not healthy.
I am Patricia Uremu Gabriels, and we're reaching you live from our Lagos Network studio. Of course, Women in Conversation is a program designed for women to discuss about themselves.